Welcome to Thornfield, Mum.
Thank you.
Please come in. John will take your box up to your room.
Aye, it's allus John. Aye, it's allus John.
How do you do, my dear?
Are you Mrs. Fairfax?
Indeed I am. My goodness, how young you are.
I'm 18. I've been teaching at Lowood for 2 years.
Of course you have. I'm sure we're very lucky to have you.
Am I to have the pleasure of meeting Miss Fairfax tonight? Who? Miss Fairfax, my pupil.
You mean Miss Warren's, Mr. Rochester's ward. She is to be your pupil.
Who is Mr. Rochester?
Why, the owner on Thornfield.
I thought Thornfield Hall belonged to you.
Oh, bless you, child. What an idea. To me. I am only the housekeeper.
Forgive me.
S'il te plaît, car personne ne nous comprend. Personne ne peut nous parler à part Monsieur Rochester. Mais il est parti.
Would you ask her about her parents?
Où vas-tu, Adèle, avant de venir à Thornfield?
Avec maman. Mais elle est avec les infirmières maintenant.
Your mother has passed away.
Maman me prenait à danser et à réciter des poèmes.
Ce serait ravissant. Adèle is going to show us her accomplishments.
Super, c'est bientôt Noël. Moi, j'aime le mois de décembre. Ensemble, on va rire à chanter. Les yeux tournés vers la cheminée. Noël, joyeux Noël.
How very French. Now, exercise and fresh air are great cures for anything, they say. I have some letters to post. Will you take them?
Damnation.
Hellfire!
Are you injured, sir? May I be of some help?
Where do you come from?
Just below.
Below?
At Thornfield Hall. I'm on my way to post a letter. Can I fetch someone to help? I'm the governess.
The governess? Make haste with the letter.
What a to-do! Good morning, Mrs. Fairfax.
A good morning, do you call it? Have you seen the master's room? He might have been burnt to a cinder in his bed, and all for being careless with a candle. Ah, well, we shall have it to rights within the day. But there are so many things to be moved. I have Leah and John in there. I must call the rest of the servants. Jane, dear, take those and put them on the master's bed. Oh, I am so grateful he is gone. Gone? For good? Oh, dear me, no. No, he has only gone to a house party. He will be back. But I must get on. Oh, Jane, keep an eye on Leah and John. You know how they love to waste time gossiping.
It's lucky he had his water jug full. I wonder he did it himself and wake nobody.
Why, Miss Jane, what do you make of all this?
I was looking for Mr. Rochester. Has he been in?
No, miss, but his horse is to be saddled and he's riding over to the Lees.
Oh, thank you, John. Do you know, is he expected to return soon?
I'm afraid not, miss.
Mr. Rochester is here.
Oh,
Go and change your frock. He wishes to meet you.
I have to change?
Yes, I always dress for the evening when Mr. Rochester is here.
But all my dresses are the same.
You must have one that is better.
Monsieur, voici mademoiselle.
I'll examine Adele, and I find you've taken great pains with her. She has no talents, she's not bright, yet in a short time she's improved.
Thank you, Mr. Rochester.
You've been resident here 3 months?
Yes, sir.
And from whence do you hail? What's a tale of woe?
Pardon?
All governesses have a tale of woe. What's yours?
I received as good an education as I could hope for. My aunt and at Lowood School. I have no tale of woe, sir.
Where are your parents?
Dead.
Do you remember them?
No.
Lowood. That's a charity school, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
How long did you survive there?
8 years.
No tale of woe.
I really think Providence was sending us Miss Sayre. She's invaluable.
Don't trouble yourself to give her a character. I'll judge for myself. I have to thank her for this praying. Were you waiting for your people at the stile?
I have no people, sir.
I mean for the imps and tells and the little green men.
The sad truth is they are gone. The elves have all left England for some wilder country.
You lie.
Monsieur?
Adele brought me these. Are they yours?
Yes, sir.
Where did you get your copies?
Out of my head.
That hidden over on your shoulders?
Yes, sir.
Were happy when you painted this?
Yes, to paint is one of the keenest pleasures that I have ever known.
Then your pleasures have been few. Are you satisfied with them?
Far from it.
Monsieur?
Ah, there she is.
Merci beaucoup pour le besouvenir.
Take her away, I'm not fond of children. But you might suit me, if you would,
How?
by distracting me from the mire of my thoughts. Miss Eyre, do you think me handsome?
No, sir.
What fault do you find with me? I have all my limbs and features.
I beg your pardon. I ought to have replied to that beauty is of little consequence.
Come, speak to me.
Yet you'd command me to speak.
Are you very hurt by my tone of command?
There are few masters who troubled to inquire whether their subordinates were hurt by their commands.
Paid subordinate. I'd forgotten the salary.
I'd never mistaken formality for insolence, sir. Nothing freeborn should ever submit to, even for a salary.
Humbug. Most freeborn things would submit anything for a salary.
Do you envy me, sir?
No.
But how?
I'm a sinner.
Then you'll degenerate still more.
But, Miss Eyre, the pleasure I was seeking was sweet and fresh. If it was an inspiration, if it were the robes of an angel of light, what then?
I don't understand you at all.
You're afraid of me.
I'm not afraid. I've simply no wish to talk nonsense.
Do you never laugh, Miss Eyre? Only rarely, perhaps.
Mademoiselle, il faisait.
Keep your distance, child, or go in. She is the daughter of an opera dancer, Celine Varens. She professed to love me with great ardor. So, I installed her in hotel, gave her gowns, cashmeres. In short, I was an idiot.
To fall in love, sir?
You have never felt love, have you, Miss Eyre?
Very dashed to pieces, Mr. Rochester.
By my own stupidity. It ended when I visited her one night and hurt her with her handsome, charmless lover. I left her money to support the little French floweret from she swore was mine. I think Pilot is more like me than she.
Who's there? Who's there? Mrs. Fairfax.
Mr. Rochester, wake up!
Oh, This is not more of your witchery, you sorceress.
I heard someone creeping in the corridor. I heard a terrible laugh. Whoever it was set fire to your room and then fled through the door to the upper staircase. Shall I fetch Mrs. Fairfax?
What the deuce for? What can she do before morning? Let her sleep.
Here and John.
You will wake no one. Here. Here, put this around you. Sit there. And stay where you are till I return. Don't move. And don't call anyone. And don't call anyone.
You have saved my life. Don't talk past me as if we were strangers.
What am I to do then?
At least take my hand. I have a pleasure knowing you, my life.
There is no dead. Good night then, sir.
So you will leave me?
I'm cold.
Go.
Good morning, Mum. Welcome to Thornfield. Welcome home, sir.
Thank you, Mrs. Fairfax. I've enjoyed the company of my own equal on horseback in the county. Without pest of friends by 5 minutes.
I always adore this house.
Mrs. Grace was an adorable guest.
Rogers, who is that lady?
That's the Honourable Miss Blanche Ingram, miss.
Thank you.
Let me show you to your rooms. Mrs. Fairfax will attend upon you till your servant arrives.
Regardez, quelle belle!
Adele, come away. He will not ask for you today.
She sing like maman.
Adele, you must not.
Bonjour, madame, monsieur.
Oh, what a little puppet. I thought you weren't fond of children.
I'm not. She was left on my hands.
Why don't you send her to school?
She has a governess.
Oh, poor child.
What is it?
A man has arrived to see you, sir. He said he's traveled a long way from Spanish Town, Jamaica. Mr. Richard Mason. I've put him in the morning room. Have I done wrong?
Bring him to my study. Jane, this is a blow. And if they go to those people and they looked at me coldly and sneered, then left me one by one, what would you do? Would you go with them?
No, sir. I'd stay with you.
And if they came and spat at me, what then?
I'd turn them out of the room, sir, if I could.
And if they cast you out for it?
I'd care nothing about it.
Richard?
Fairfax!
How the devil are you?
Henry, my dear fellow, did you hear that?
Where the devil is Rochester? Don't strangle me. All is right, Judy. All is right.
What the deuce was that noise then?
Yes, one of the servants had a nightmare. That's all. Now I must ask you all to return to your rooms. We must get the house settled. Yes. And gentlemen, and have the goodness to set the ladies an example. Miss Ingram.
Who's hurt? Who screamed like that? Where is Rochester?
I'm here. I must see you back into your rooms.
Is there anything I might do for you, sir?
Miss Ingram, ladies, I assure you, all is well. Make no noise. Be steady. I need you.
Mr. Mason!
salts.
Is there any danger?
No, man, a mere scratch. Don't be so overcome. Bear up. I'll fetch a surgeon for you myself. He'll be able to remove you by morning, I hope. Jane,
Sir.
I must leave you in this room with this gentleman for an hour, perhaps 2.
Yes, sir.
Take the sponge. And wipe away the blood whenever it begins to flow. If he feels faint, there's a glass of water on that stand. Put it to his lips and use the salts.
Very well.
You will not speak to him on any pretext.
Harry Rochester.
And Richard. It will be at peril of your life if you speak to her. Open your lips, agitate yourself, and I'll not be answerable for the consequences. Remember, not one word must be spoken. Not one word.
It's a strange night you've passed. You showed no fear.
I was afraid of the inner room.
It was locked.
Mr. Rochester, who did that violence?
I cannot tell you.
Why do you protect them?
My life is like walking on a crater crust that may crack and spew fire any moment.
That woman, Grace Poole.
Grace is not the danger, Jane. Tell me, am I justified in overleaping an obstacle to attain a girl?
There is an obstacle?
A mere conventional impediment.
But what can it be? It is an inequality, but if the lady is of noble stock?
Jane, of whom do you think I speak?
Of Miss Ingram.
But I'm asking, what would Jane Eyre do to secure my happiness?
I would do anything for you, sir. Anything that was right.
Yes, and if I ever bid you do what wasn't right, you turn to me and say, "No, sir, I cannot do it because it's wrong."
I could never harm you.
Now I feel I can speak of my lovely one. For you have met her and you know her. She's a rare one, fresh and healthy.
Letter for you, miss.
Excuse me, sir, if you please. I want leave of absence for a week or 2.
What to do?
This is from my old nurse, Bessie. She says my cousin John Reed is dead. The news has so shocked my aunt that it's brought on a stroke.
The aunt who cast you out?
She's been asking for me.
Promise me you won't stay long.
Mr. Rochester, I've had no wages yet. I need funds for my journey.
How much do you have in all the world?
Nothing.
How much do I owe you?
£15.
Here is 50.
That's too much.
Take your wages, Jane.
I can't.
Is it wrong?
Yes, sir.
Then I only have 10.
Now you owe me 5.
Indeed I do. I shall safeguard it here. Do you trust me to keep it?
Not a bit, sir. You are not to be trusted at all.
How do you do, Miss Eyre?
I'm very well, thank you, Cousin Eliza. I hope you are well.
How do you do, Miss Eyre? I trust the journey was tolerable.
It was indeed. Thank you, Cousin Georgiana. May I sit down?
Oh, do.
It was indeed. Thank you, Cousin Georgiana. May I sit down? I hear Mrs. Reed has rallied a little.
Oh, Mamma, you mean? She is extremely poorly. I doubt if you can see her tonight.
If you would just step upstairs and tell her I'm here, I should be much obliged to you.
She is extremely poorly. I doubt if you can see her tonight.
I know she had a particular desire to see me, and I would not wish to keep her waiting.
Ma dislikes being disturbed in the evening.
I know she had a particular desire to see me. I shall just step out to Bessie and ask her to ascertain whether Mrs. Reed is disposed to receive me. Excuse me. I shall just step out to Bessie and ask her to ascertain whether Mrs. Reed is disposed to receive me. Excuse me. Desire treat.
Who are you? Aunt? Who calls me Aunt? Oh, I know you. You are like Jane Eyre.
I am Jane. You sent Bessie for me.
I'm very ill. I know. I was trying to turn myself a few minutes since. I cannot move a limb. It is as well. I should ease my mind before I die. What one thinks little of in life burdens us at such an hour as this. Is there no one in the room but you?
We are alone.
Well, I have twice done you a wrong, which I regret now. One was in breaking the promise I gave my husband to bring you up as my own child. The other, anyhow, perhaps it is of no great importance. I make it to humble myself to her is painful. Well, I must get it over. Eternity is before me. I had better tell you. Behind you is my dressing case. Open it. You will see a letter there. Read it.
My dear uncle, some years ago, my Aunt Reed mistakenly informed you that I had died. I am writing to tell you that I am very much alive and living at Thornfield Hall, where I am currently governess to the ward of Mr. Edward Fairfax Rochester.
Hello. Hello. There you are. There you are. Oh, come on. Oh, come on. If you please. Please.
There you are. Where have you been this last month?
I've been with my aunt, sir, who is dead.
A true genuine reply. If I did, I'd touch you to see if you were real. Come, Jane, stay your wandering feet at a friend's threshold.
Thank you, Mr. Rochester, for your great kindness. I'm strangely glad to get back again. Wherever you are is my home. You are to be married?
Indeed.
Adele should go to school and I must seek another situation. Congratulations, sir.
Thornville's a pleasant place in summer, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
You'll be sorry to part with it. I'll find you in a situation, Jane. One I hope you'll accept.
I shall be ready when your order to march comes.
Must I really lose a faithful paid subordinate such as yourself?
You must.
We've been good friends, haven't we?
Yes, sir.
I have a strange feeling with regard to you, as if you were to leave me inwardly, you'd forget me.
How? I've lived a full life here. I have known happiness. I've talked face to face with what I reverence and delight in. An original, expanded mind. I have known you, Mr. Rochester.
Then why must you leave?
Because of your wife.
Jane, you must stay.
And become nothing to you? Am I a machine without feelings? Do you think that because I'm poor and little, I'm heartless and soulless? I have as much soul as you and full as much heart, and if God had blessed me with beauty and wealth, I could make it as hard for you to leave me as it is for right to leave you. I'm not speaking to you through mortal flesh. It's my spirit that addresses your spirit.
Don't struggle. I offer you my hands, my heart, and the share of all these. You are my equal and my likeness. Will you marry me?
Are you mocking me?
Do you doubt me?
Entirely. Your bride is Miss Ingram.
Miss Ingram, she is the machine without feelings. It's you, rare and not a thing. Please accept me as a husband.
You wish me to be a wife?
I swear it.
You love me?
I do.
Then, sir, I will marry you.
Mademoiselle?
Welcome, sir. Welcome, madam. Would you kindly come up to the communion rails? This is a most happy occasion. Mr. Rochester, I have had the privilege many times...
Shall we proceed, Mr. Wood?
Why, of course. Dearly beloved, we are gathered here in the sight of God and in the face of this congregation to join together this man and this woman in any just cause why they may not lawfully be joined together. Let him now speak, or else hereafter ever hold his peace. I require and charge you both, as you will answer at the dreadful day of judgment, when the secrets of all hearts shall be disclosed, that if either of you know any impediment why ye may not lawfully be joined together in matrimony, ye do now confess it. For be ye well assured
I declare the existence of an impediment. Marriage cannot go on.
The marriage cannot go on. I declare the existence of impediment.
Proceed.
An insurmountable impediment exists.
Proceed.
Mr. Rochester has a wife now living. I affirm and can prove that Richard Fairfax Rochester was 15 years ago married to my sister, Bertha Antoinette Mason, at St. James Church, Spanish Town, Jamaica. A copy of the register is now in my possession. Signed, Richard Mason.
She was at Thornfield Hall, I swear, in April. I am her brother.
This girl knew nothing. Come, Jane. Come all of you and see my wife. This is Beth Antoinette Mason.
How is your charge today?
Oh, tolerable today, sir.
There, gentlemen. There you see my lawful wedded wife. Look at her. Look at her! And this is what I wished to have.
Jane, forgive. No tears? Why don't you cry? Why not scream at me?
I need some water.
How are you now?
I'll be well again soon.
I know you. You are thinking. Talking is no use. You are thinking how to act.
All is changed, sir. I must leave you.
No, Jane, do you love me?
You have a wife.
I would have told you. It was wrong to deceive you. I see that now. Beth Antoinette Mason, she was wanted by my father for her fortune. I hardly spoke with her before the wedding.
I earnestly pity you, sir.
It's not a pity that I see in your eye. It's not a pity.
Do not say it.
It's love.
I must go apart from you.
You cannot mean to leave me.
I do.
Do you mean it now? Jane, you have never called me by my name. My name is Edward. Say it. Who would you offend by living with me? Who would care?
I would.
Then why must you leave?
I must start again.
Well, will you hear the reason?
I care for myself. God, help me.
Jane! Jane!
We can't take in vagrants. You can move off. And if there are others with you, tell them we're not alone. We have a gentleman here and dogs.
But God, help me. I will die.
All of God's creatures must die, but not on my doorstep.
We have a beggar woman come, Mr. Rivers. I sent her.
You did your duty in excluding her. Let me do mine in admitting her.
St. John.
I found her at the door.
She's as white as death. I thought her one of the gypsies from the cross.
Hannah, tell her for milk. St. John would have stumbled upon her corpse in the morning, and she would have haunted us for turning her away.
She is no vagrant, I'm sure of it.
There is milk for you.
Ask for her name.
I'm...
Your name? What's your name?
What is your name?
My name is Jane Elliot.
Who can we send for to help you?
No one.
Do you mean to say that you are absolutely without home and without friends?
Yes, sir.
How did you come to be roaming the moors?
I will tell you all I can. I was brought up a dependent in a fine house. Then I spent 8 years at school, the last 2 as a teacher. I left to be a private governess.
Why did you leave your place of employment, Miss Elliot? Miss Elliot, why did you start?
Because that is not my name.
You haven't given us your real name?
Why not?
I mustn't ever be found.
Merciful Jesus, enlighten thou me with the brightness of thine inward light, and take away all darkness from the habitation of my heart. And without thee all things are vain and empty. Amen.
Amen.
Then tell me where to place you.
Show me where to seek work. That's all I ask.
You're not fit enough to work. Ищи, stay with us.
You will return to your post at the end of the month, and what must Miss Elliot do then? I will endeavor to help you, if that's what you wish.
With all my heart, sir.
This school you were at, Miss Elliot, this charitable institution, what did it prepare you for?
Miss Eyre, please, Miss Eyre.
Very well, Mary.
B-O-U-G-H. Bough of a tree. B-O-W. Bough.
Very good. I'm very pleased with all of you girls. Now, I would like you to learn the next 10 words in your book for tomorrow.
Thank you.
You may start now.
Thank you.
your guard against her. You must shun her example, avoid her company, and exclude her from your sports. Teachers, you must watch her. Punish her body to save her soul, if indeed such salvation be possible. For my tongue falters while I tell it, this girl, this child of a Christian land, this girl is a liar. How shocking!
I have a situation, but the work is lowly and I fear you will scorn it.
I shan't mind what I do.
When I took over the parish 2 years ago, it had no school. I opened one for boys, and now I intend to open one for girls. The school mistress will have a cottage paid for by benefactors, and she'll receive £15 a year. You can see how ignoble it is.
Mr. Rivers, thank you. I accept.
Miss Eyre, please, Miss Eyre.
Very well, Mary.
B-O-U-G-H. Bough of a tree. B-O-W. Bough.
Very good. I'm very pleased with all of you girls. Now, I would like you to learn the next 10 words in your book for tomorrow.
Thank you.
And you may start now.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, I was a teacher and loved it.
St. John, there is no bad news, I hope.
I know who you are, Jane Eyre.
Mr. Rivers, how did you find out?
You told me so yourself.
If you know so much, perhaps you will tell me how he is.
Who?
Mr. Rochester.
I am ignorant of all concerning him. I saw an advertisement in the Times Alice named Rings, inquiring of Jane Eyre, and so wrote to him.
What does he want?
Merely to tell you that your uncle Mr. John Eyre of Madeira is dead, and that he has left all his property, and that is you are now rich.
What?
Will you ask how much you are worth?
How much am I worth?
£20,000.
My uncle. I never met him. St. John, the debt I owe to you and your sisters...
Is nothing.
Nothing. You saved my life. Please tell them they will have 5,000 each, and so will you if you take it.
Certainly not.
Certainly not. We could open up my house again, and if they would accept me as a sister, perhaps I could live there with them.
I have told you the news too quickly.
I never had a brother or sister. Please, let me be yours.
You don't have to buy away affection.
Are you reluctant to have me?
No, Miss Eyre, on the contrary. I come to India in 6 weeks. I want to claim you. Come to India as my wife.
I'll go with you to India if I may go free.
Free?
You and I should not marry.
How can I take out a girl of 19 unless she's my wife? We shall marry. Love would follow.
I scorn your idea of love.
I've done nothing that deserves your scorn.
Forgive me, but the very name of love is an apple of discord between us. My dear brother, abandon your scheme of marriage.
Why this refusal? It makes no sense. Rochester's name hangs unsaid between them.
Agreed, Jane. Agreed. Please agree.
I am offering you...
Jane.
What is it?
Jane!
Where are you? Wait for me.
Jane!
I'm coming.
What was it? Jane Eyre, I thought gypsies were come, then I saw you, and I thought it cannot be. You are a ghost. Where is he?
Who's there? This hand? Her hand? Jane Eyre?
Edward, I am come back to you.
We are altogether a human being, Jane.
I conscientiously believe so.
A dream.
Awaken then.
I have now been married 10 years. Within 2 years, Edward recovered the sight of one eye, just before our first child was born. I now know what it is to live for and with what I love best on earth. I am my husband's life as fully as he is mine. We are bone of each other's bone and flesh of each other's flesh.
The cast: Jane, Oksana Korotkих. Mr. Rochester, Paul Shtukaturov. St. John Rivers, Arthur Rahimov. His sisters, Tatiana Yesefyeva, Elizabeth Kondrashkina. Blanche, Catherine Vorobyova. Richard Mason, Paul Savelyev. Briggs, Eloy, Gregory Dudkin. Адель, Kira Satkovaya. Mrs. Fairfax, a housekeeper, Anastasia Smirnova. Hannah, a servant, Dorothy Narput. Video operator, Yasmina Akhmedeyeva. Sound operator, Yana Vyugovskaya. Video presentation, Oksana Korotkich. Soundtrack, Andrew Dimenkov. Producer and director, Lydia Vladimirovna Golubeva.